Hello everybody, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel and Reddit Soccer. The first one did alright. If you want to go and check that out, then please do. I basically dig out Pele. But now we're going to turn to a new person, Sergio Ramos. Do I like him? Do I not like him? You're about to find out. Sergio Ramos was a key member of that thread after El Clasico, where it all kicked off, as it always does in El Clasico. It probably is one of the most snippy, muggy, games. El Clasico. It should be all El. Just get up and stop. Concentrate on the game. Stop fucking about pointing at the ref. Go. That's what they should be calling it. But Sergio Ramos was in the headlines again, and what a player he is. He is the ultimate yin-yang footballer. This is the captain of Spain. This is a player who's played over 600 games for Real Madrid, over 850 league games, over 125 games in European competitions. He scored 106 goals. He's won the World Cup, he's won the Euros twice, he's won the Champions League 4 times, the World Club Championships 4 times. He's been in the UEFA Team of the Year on 8 occasions. 9 times he's been in the FIFA World 11. His ability on the ball is exactly why he's been such a cornerstone for Spain over the last decade. We should like him, shouldn't we? But as I said, he is a yin-yang footballer because he's an utter shithouse. Take the most recent El Clasico. This game has turned into a game of good versus evil in the eyes of any fan that isn't a Real Madrid fan. And that's even with Barcelona totally tearing up Real Madrid 9 times out of 10. Barcelona are actually now ahead in El Clasico matches for the first time in 87 years. And a big part of that is down to Messi. But if you put Messi and Ramos side by side, and these are 2 players that will be in the discussion as world greats as time goes on, their head-to-head is pretty close. Messi has the most goals ever, the most assists ever, and the most hat-tricks ever in El Clasico. Sergio Ramos, though, has the most red cards and the most El Clasico defeats. That was a sly little dig and I shouldn't have done it, but it's difficult not to because that's exactly what Sergio Ramos does all the time with his pathetic little kicks and pathetic little elbows to little Lionel. He's a confusing footballer. He's got these beautiful looks, but then he's a dick, isn't he? You know Sergio Ramos is an utter shithouse when Jose Mourinho is the guy who's backing him up. He's the guy who's able to see sense because they're 2 peas in a pod. They're 2 evil little peas in a pod. Mourinho said this: Sergio Ramos knows the game has to change, and probably he does it with intention of creating a little different temperature for the second half, because the game until now was really soft in my opinion. Essentially what he means by little different temperature, which means cheating and violence, and saying the game was soft, he means non-violent. Maybe we need our football villains in El Clasico, because otherwise it's just going to turn into that scene from The Simpsons. What I'm trying to get at is when Sergio Ramos' career ends, who will he be spoken in the same breath as? Will it be Baresi, Maldini, Bobby Moore? Or will we be speaking about him in the same breath as Chris Sutton and Pepe? Ultimately, sometimes it's not what you do in the game, it's how you do it. And will we miss Sergio Ramos when he's gone? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, we don't really miss Pepe and his shithousery. Speaking of which, here is Pepe with some shithousery. Here he is, taking a pretty hefty challenge. Now, this was on Reddit, but I can't show you the full footage because I'll get done for copyright. Look at how angry he was afterwards. Ooh, there must have been a strong injustice. You can see what's coming up here. Let me show you how harsh the contact was. There's a screenshot in the lead up to the tackle. And then, look, that's a high foot. That's a high foot. He shouldn't be doing that. Pepe's, look, he's cleared the ball. And then here is when the contact hits. Ooh. That is a strong chop of wind on his shin pad. I guess it goes to show you can take the shithouse, cheaty, really irritating, makes you feel a bit sick player out of El Clasico, but you can't take the shithouseness out of them. I think that was Pele said that one. I'm a bit confused with the old hard man conundrum. What are we after really in the modern game? Are we still after that hard nut centre half who lets them know early who they are, and he's salivating at the physical violence he can offer dish up a wallop towards the opposition? Do we still like that guy? Or have those days been replaced by the likes of Pepe and Ramos? No, they They still exist. That was actually just a well-disguised link, so I can now talk about this nutter from Turkey who stabbed one of his opponents in the face. In a game between Ahmedspor versus Sakaryaspor in the Turkish third tier, an Ahmedspor player, Monsur Kalar, snuck a razor blade with him onto the pitch and was caught stabbing Sakaryaspor. Shouldn't laugh. Sorry, shouldn't be laughing there, really, that's harsh. Was caught stabbing Sakaryaspor players multiple times throughout the game. Look, now we've all played with that guy he's a nice bloke off the pitch, but once he crosses that white line, it's like he's forgotten how to masturbate and he's had a couple of cheeky shots of testosterone before he's jumped onto the pitch and he just doesn't know what to fucking do with himself. But this is different level. What was he hoping to achieve? I presume there was some sort of affiliation in his mind between holding a blade and stabbing the opposition with collecting 3 points for his team. But mate, calm down. You have not thought this through. They're not just going to get stabbed and go, do. It's not like lemmings. One, in my experience, if someone from the opposition gets stabbed, they are going to dob you in. Secondly, you're mid-table. You're 8th in a league of 18 teams. Calm down. Before I talk about the next Reddit revelation, can I just say, first of all, for those of you who have subscribed recently, thank you very much. I'm now at 20k, buzzing with that. And if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, then please hit that subscribe button right this second. When I saw this next headline on Reddit, I nearly broke down because it was a big moment. We've been talking about a lot of shithousery and a lot of bad goings on and where the game is going and all of that. And when I read this headline about Neymar, I thought, wow, maybe the game is moving forward a little bit. I wondered after the World Cup if maybe I really was diving. The fog of delusion seemed to have lifted. Neymar, one of the most talented players of our generation, who was ruining it all the time by the rolling. I'm making a point here. He kept rolling and diving and rolling. He'd realised, maybe this isn't working out for me. Maybe I need to stay on my feet. I'm going to concentrate on winning games instead of winning fouls. Then I clicked on the link and he said this. I started to see all of my pieces of play in the World Cup and I thought, could it be that I am really diving? I thought, oh my God, they've finally done it. The intervention. Led by the greats, Rivaldo, Pascal Dupraz, Didier Drogba, all sat around. Hi, my name's Rivaldo.
Hi, Rivaldo.
And I'm a diver. And then he said this. I think there was an exaggerated blame placed on me. But I knew to expect that, as it's always been like this over the course of my career. No, Neymar. It turns out he doesn't think that he dives, just like he thinks it's okay to smack his mum's bum. Both aren't okay. Just in case you're wondering. Neither of them. Negativity to the left of me, negativity to the right. That's not what I'm about here on the James Lawrence Allcott channel. And certainly, that's not what I want this strand to be. So I looked for something positive, and there it was, right in front of me. Thank God. 6 minutes of Ronaldo doing nutmegs. So just to get you back on track, bring you back to the lovely, beautiful game that we both love, I've cut it together so you've got a nice, long nutmeg to sink your teeth into. Ricardo Gomez got the sack from Bordeaux recently and it was due to poor results, but there was another reason as well. For 3 games, the gaffer had to do without one of his star midfielders, Younes Sankare.
Why wasn't he playing?
And why wasn't he playing, I hear you ask? Pulled hamstring, was it? Had he done his ACL? Had he broken his arm? Or was it one of those ones where he's trying to do contract negotiations so he pretends he has a bad back? No, none of them. It was his beard implant. Regional newspapers reported that he had had a beard implant and it had gone wrong. He missed the last 3 meetings of the era of the Brazilian coach after a private medical intervention. And by private medical intervention, I think we know what really happened, don't we? It wasn't a medical intervention, was it? It was just an intervention. Led by the greats, Alexis Lalas, Lewis Graben, Abo Javier. Hi, my name's Lewis Graben.
Hi, Lewis.
And I'm addicted to having a pubic beard. Aberdeen fans and Rangers fans, they don't really like each other, and they certainly don't like Morelos after recent events where he got sent off in controversial fashion. So in the cup game very recently, Aberdeen fans went too far, went way too far with this banner. Disgusting. In his own native tongue, it said, "Your mother is a mattress." Disgusting. And speaking of cup games, it was a cup semi-final, Willem versus AZ Alkmaar. Willem went through on penalties, which led to a pitch invasion. Incredible scenes for them as they go through to the final to play Ajax, who beat PSV Eindhoven. That was news in itself, but what actually ended up going viral was this bloke. Now, I've jumped on the pitch after a game when everyone's celebrating, and it's brilliant. And you get on there and you're buzzing, and then all of a sudden you're a bit confused as to why you're on the pitch. You can tell this is a lovely guy because although he's on there and he wants to enjoy the daydream of being on the hallowed turf of his heroes, he still knows deep down that he probably wouldn't get in the starting 11. So he decides to get onto the sideline to be a substitute, does his warm-ups, then he calls the substitution and on he gets on. Bit of a funny run. Probably strange gate, probably why he didn't make it as a pro. But he's enjoying himself. Sunderland have started a supporters club in North Korea. They don't make it easy for themselves, do they? They've gone through a few tough years. I've had it with the Rangers. Keep your head down. Which, ironically, is probably what most North Korean football fans do. The UN need to step in here, because surely these guys have been through enough. Cops thought it was a good idea. This is actually a smart move to grow their international fan base. The North Koreans won't be aware of any other clubs, so they can portray Sunderland as the greatest team in football history, and no one will ever know. If you then click on the link, there's an interview with a guy called Tom Fowdy, who I guess is living out there and trying to get this going. And look, good luck to him. I wish him all the best. But he's having the typical luck of Sunderland fans over recent years. What time are Sunderland matches on in North Korea? Do you watch them with any other supporters? In the Korean time zone, Saturday afternoon kickoffs start at midnight and midweek evening games are on at about 4 a.m. So I haven't had the opportunity yet of getting together with anyone else to watch them. Poor bloke. Well, good luck to you, Tom Fowdy. Crazy bastard. So I hope you've enjoyed some of the best bits from the back page of the internet. If you've enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to watch episode 1 of Reddit Soccer, where I have a slight go at Pele, then click right here.